Hi everyone, welcome in this new tutorial where we will learn how to create a lighting and also adjust our render parameters. As you can see here, I already have a project and I already put my garments in a high resolution, so it's ready to be rendered. Here you can also notice that I applied this iridescent material on this raincoat, and that will give us some nice reflection when we will be in the render window. So let's go to the render window, which is located here. And you can start the preview here with this button. So you will see real time what your render looks like. Now let's go to the image and video properties. So here you can set to image or video or even turntable, and then you can change the viewpoint. So the viewpoint, you can either have the 3D window, or which means that you will render what you see in your 3D window, or you can use custom views. So in this case, I already created a bunch of custom views here, so a front, side, and a close-up, and I will render those three images. Then you have the possibility to change the image size. So here you have the different generic format. For example, here I will pick HD. You can, of course, change the width and height as you wish. And you can also set a different background. So here in the background, you can pick a color. And for me, I will just leave it white because I will create a backdrop for this image. So here you can also change the texture that is located at the back of the image. And that means that you can have this kind of vignetting effect here. Then you can define a name for your file. So you can add a custom name. You can also change the file path to save it in a precise location and change the image format, PNG or JPEG. Now let's go into the light properties. So here we will start with this dome light that is by default there. You can input an HDR in this dome light. So it means that this image, which is projected on your dome, will then light your scene. So here you can pick from one of those HDR that we have in our default library, and you can change, for example, the light angle, which means the image will rotate around the avatar. So here I input a specific value here. You can, of course, increase or decrease the intensity of this image, and you can also add a ground shadow. So here it means that on the default grid, a shadow will be projected. So here I will just restart the preview to be able to see this shadow. There it is. So here you see it looks like there is a plane on the floor and the shadow is projected onto it. Now I will just remove it because I will create a backdrop again, so I do not need it here. Let's go through the physical lights. At the beginning you have a rectangle light, you have a sphere light, and you have a spotlight. Then you have a directional light and an IES light, and again the dome light. I will start with a spotlight that I will place in my scene, and I will be careful to target my avatar with the dotted line here. So here I will create these 3 points lighting. And once I adjusted the positioning, I will just change the color of my light, so I will be able to see it in the preview of the render very well, and I can adjust the location of the light if needed. I like to put first a very bright color, and I will up the intensity to see exactly where it hits. I can see here that my placement seems alright, so I'm happy with that result. The only thing I will change now is the intensity. I will put it back to 3 because 10 was a bit too much. And then I will change the color of the light and change back to something a bit more natural again. Then I will add a second light, so another spotlight, and I will start placing it. Once I'm happy with the positioning here, I will just change the color to see exactly where it hits and increase the intensity to 10. So here my positioning seems all right. I like the way it looks. So I can just go back on a more natural color then and adjust the intensity. I will tick off the show option so it will disappear from the 3D window. I will do the same for the second light. Then I just go into the light parameters, check out again which kind of light I have. So here I have dome light, 2 spotlights, And here, actually, I would like to import my backdrop. So here I prepared a backdrop with some special neon on it. So here I add it as a garment because those are pattern pieces. And those pattern pieces are actually vectors that I imported from Illustrator, and they have different material on them. On all those pattern pieces, I added a fabric. And on this fabric, I added a type light for the material, and I added a color as well as a color multiplier. So for the front, it's more bright than the side to get this kind of neon effect with the center brighter. So of course, you need to put an additional thickness on your pattern piece to get this kind of tubular effect, and you would put that on the pattern piece, not the fabric here. So I did that on all 3 neon colors. For the backdrop, I added a fabric silk satin because I wanted a lot of reflection to reflect this light and give a nice effect with this very dark lighting. Then we can start the render preview again and see what impact those neon lights have. Now you can see the lighting of those neon that are also reflecting on the ground here. You can adjust a bit the dome light, so it's a bit too bright right now. I would like a look that is a bit more dark, so I will just lower the intensity of my dome light. I will then tweak my 2 spotlights and adjust the intensity as well as the different colors. So I want something that fits a bit more the neon backlights. There you are. Then change a tiny bit the dome light again. So now checking those different views. So it looks quite nice. So here I will just check out my camera parameters. You could also, of course, adjust all those parameters. There's a lot to do here, but let's go into my render parameters. So here the render engine is the GPU, so it's quite quick. I mean, it depends again on your specs on your computer. If you have a powerful GPU, render with the GPU. And I will just change the finish condition, the noise threshold I need to lower because it's quite a dark scene. So I will just in order to avoid having too many artifacts, I just lower the noise threshold. I will also up the quality of the light because again, there's not so much light here and we need a bit more definition. Then I can press render and we are good to go.